Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our channel,
Alan Canvas.
Alan Canvas. Today we have 3 more Am I the Asshole videos that we're gonna react to, give our feedback, let people know what's up. Alright, if you like our content, please leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Don't forget to comment. Alright. Oh, and share. That would be great. Help our channel grow. Share. Alright. So
yeah, let's get started.
Let's get started. All right. So our very first video, right? See here. Our very first video. Am I the asshole for not telling my wife to calm down at our wedding? I am confused.
Yeah, I'm like...
For not telling my wife to calm down at our wedding? Okay, let's get into it.
Am I the a-hole for not telling my wife to calm down at our wedding? My wife and I got married last weekend. We've been together since the first year of uni and got married on the 10-year anniversary of the day I asked her to be my girlfriend. We've grown up together, got through thick and thin, and I know there is no one else I want to spend my life with. For context, my wife is half Spanish and we incorporated a lot of Spanish traditions into our wedding. It also meant that, with all her family there, the reception turned into quite the party. I was pretty tired after dancing for a while, so I went to sit and talk with my family whilst my wife kept dancing with her cousins and friends. After a bit of chatting, my mom and aunt essentially told me that they weren't too pleased with my wife's dancing, saying that her slot drops and wiggling her bottom like that weren't appropriate on her wedding day and were disrespectful to me. To be honest, I didn't see anything wrong with the way she was dancing. It was nothing more than I think any person would dance to songs like that in the club when they were having fun and had a couple drinks, and I told them as such. They said I should tell her to tone it down, but she was having fun with her friends and I didn't see anything gratuitous about it, nor was she super intoxicated, so I told her it wasn't my place. We ended up wrapping up the party soon afterward anyway. The morning after, we had breakfast with my family and my aunt mentioned to my wife that she was pleased that I eventually got her to tone down the fiesta. My wife asked what she meant by that and my mom told her about the conversation from last night. My wife has told me about this. I was talking to my dad and uncle at the time and didn't hear. My wife apologized but was then very quiet for the rest of the day, and when we left the hotel she was very upset with me, saying I should have told her that she had offended my family and that she was humiliated that I hadn't told her anything about it on the night, like my aunt had assumed. I was sorry that she was humiliated, but I was not sorry that I hadn't told her to tone it down, because in my opinion she didn't do anything wrong. She still thinks I should have just told her because now she won't have a good relationship with her in-laws. She doesn't have a good one with her parents. I'm mad at my mom and aunt and want them to apologize to us, but she refuses to bring it up with them and wants to apologize again to them when they come over this weekend. I want to stand up for her because I think they're being incredibly rude, but she doesn't want that. She just wants to mend bridges. She's still upset with me because I don't see it her way and because I'm not sorry that I didn't tell her. So am I the...
No.
Wow. What's the word? Duality of it? It's like I can see her part and I can see his part. Right? So there's nobody who's really an asshole. But the mother-in-law.
But yeah, I was just about to say.
It's just the mother-in-law and the aunt.
Yeah.
That they're, it's like, how do
it's not your wedding.
Exactly. How do you make this amazing ceremony, this amazing occasion about you?
Yeah, like
it has nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
She's enjoying herself with her family because that's their tradition, that's their culture, that's what they do.
You don't dance.
You know, and not because you're over here unflavored and unsalted, you're being the way you're being. That is wild to me. That is wild to me. That is wild. And the fact that you really went behind your son's back to have this conversation with the wife after he told you there's nothing wrong with it. I don't see nothing wrong with it. Yeah, the mother-in-law, that's how they remember. The wife told him after they had that conversation with the wife.
Oh, that he should have told her.
Yeah.
I don't know. This just screams in-law.
In-laws. It's crazy. I feel bad for both the husband and the wife because they're put in positions that
and like with just that you can tell like already right off bat there's no boundaries.
Yeah, it's like
because you're being so invasive, like,
and it's not
your wedding,
and it's not even the husband's fault because he clearly said I don't see an issue with it. She's having fun. It's not an issue.
It's not an issue.
And wow.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't know.
Yeah.
He's not the asshole. Can you say that word?
Yeah, he's not an asshole.
He's not, and the wife, she's just, I don't know. She's like that because of her situation.
That's why he can't be.
But at the same time, that's unfair.
I mean, it is, but that's why he's not really coming at her and like, "Hey, yo, bro, you did nothing wrong," because he knows her situation.
But I'm speaking from the wife point of view, not from his point of view. Like, she's being unfair.
Yeah, but it's a sticky situation.
It's not really a sticky situation.
No, I mean a sticky situation between the wife and the husband.
The wife is making it a sticky situation because she's like, "Oh my gosh, you should have."
No, it's because she felt embarrassed.
No, I understand. How are you going to feel embarrassed at your dancing at your wedding?
She just we can't answer to that. She felt embarrassed, and that's what it is. Because she felt embarrassed.
No, it's not felt embarrassed.
That's what it said. She felt embarrassed.
But now she's thinking, "Oh my gosh, I'm not gonna have such a close relationship with Dan like I wanted to."
It's good. The good news is, my beautiful people, we have a update on this. All right, we have an update. So let's see what happens.
Am I the a-hole for not telling my wife to calm down at our wedding? I talked to my wife. I apologized for not telling her what my aunt had said, and that it was only because I believed what my aunt had said had no merit, and that she as my wife was always going to be my priority rather than placating them. She accepted my apology. She still was wary to try and confront them about it though, and I ended up saying something that I read in a comment that broke my heart, that my wife was probably more than anything grieving the loss of the new family she thought she was going to have, and she immediately burst into tears. Her parents went through a very bitter divorce that damaged their relationship with their children permanently. So it was a difficult conversation, but we came to the conclusion that we had to confront my mom and aunt in the hope of salvaging any relationship, though my wife wanted me to do it on our behalf. I called my aunt and basically let her have it. She wasn't apologetic at all and said some pretty nasty things that I won't repeat, so that was an immediate end to that relationship. I then called my mom to do the same, and she was very ashamed. For context, my aunt is her older sister, and we invited her because my mom and my wife wanted her there. My aunt had never met my wife, but my wife really wanted to meet my whole family. My mom grew up in a very conservative Christian household, and although she stopped believing, my aunt didn't, so there's been some distance and disappointment. My mom apologized to me and said she had been missing her sister and had let herself get brought back into old habits. She wants the opportunity to make it up to my wife, but my wife and I have agreed on low contact for now, and we'll see how we go. My wife did say okay to flowers and a letter that my mom wanted to send, but I told my mom pretty sternly not to expect anything from my wife, which she took pretty well. Most importantly, my wife now seems to be a lot happier. I don't know if our relationship with my mom will be as trusting ever again, but it at least will be one with clear boundaries. Part of the reason for the delayed update is that, amidst all this, my wife realized she'd missed her period, and lo and behold, she's pregnant. Cue panicked because she drank at our wedding and this is totally unplanned, but otherwise we're ecstatic. Yeah. We haven't told anyone other than her mother and sister, and now we're going to have to really think about how this is going to work with my mom, but I'm now feeling way more confident that we'll be able to figure it out together. As long as my wife is happy, I don't care. Am I the a-hole?
Okay. That's sister though.
I love it.
Well, the aunt, the mom's sister.
No, screw the aunt.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The aunt's a POS. She is a POS. But I'm glad the mother could acknowledge where she was wrong and apologize for it. I think she felt like she was wrong from the get-go, but because the driving force behind all of that was her sister. I'm glad that happened. So. Okay, the mother kind of redeemed herself, but the aunt is still a POS, man. She needs to go somewhere and like live by herself, and not like that's too far. But you know what I mean, But yeah, I'm glad this one. Okay, yeah. This one was good. I mean, at least he don't care. Yeah. As long as his wife is happy. Yeah, right. Exactly. And congrats on the baby. I gotta say. Yeah. All right. On to the next video. This one is, am I the asshole for not inviting my cousin to my wedding? There's a lot of wedding ones. This is crazy. This is a second one. All right, let's go.
Am I the a-hole for not inviting my cousin to my wedding? My cousin harassed, intimidated, and bullied me for my entire life, so I just want one day without her. Is that too much to ask for? I'm 23 and I'm getting married this May to my long-term boyfriend who's 27. We've been waiting to get married for about a year since we've been saving up our finances to move out, and now is the perfect time to start the process of getting married. I'm very excited. We have told our intermediate families so far, and they are all ecstatic for us and support us 100%. However, there is just one problem. I have a cousin who's 25 and has bullied me my entire life. I do not want said cousin at my wedding. Growing up, she made my life a living hell. She never missed a chance to make fun of me, and she used to physically bully me as well. I remember times she would make up scenarios and would tell me people from school called me ugly, fat, and a slut just to make me upset and feel insecure about myself. At one point she even admitted she was jealous of me. These days I feel like we're only civil because our moms are very close. Her mom is my mom's sister. This piece helps our family stick together, and there has been no major incident since then. To this day, she still makes snide remarks or backhanded comments to me. I've come to realize that putting up with that toxic behavior is unhealthy, and this is my wedding day. I deserve to feel happy. I decided that I don't want to invite her to something that is supposed to be one of the happiest days of my life. She doesn't deserve to be a part of my happiness. I told my mother this, and she was upset. She thinks if I invite my aunt's family and exclude said cousin, my aunt will be very upset and it will cause a whole family fight. My mom also said it will trigger her anxieties and make her feel uncomfortable at my own wedding. I told her if my aunt doesn't want to come because my cousin is uninvited, I would have no hard feelings towards her, and I completely understand. This wasn't enough for my mom, and she was still upset at my response. She doesn't think it's worth not inviting my cousin for one day, and that it would cause a lifetime of conflict. My fiancé thinks I'm in the right, and he personally doesn't want her at the wedding because of how she treated me in the past. He said it's our day and we can choose who we want at our wedding. I still feel like I might be the a-hole for potentially causing drama just because of not wanting to invite my cousin. So, am I the a-hole?
No.
Am I the
What do you think?
No.
No?
No.
Listen.
No. You're how old are you guys? 25?
Yeah,
Like
23, 27.
25. No, 27 is the husband.
Yeah.
So 23, 25. How, like, are you a child? Are you
Exactly.
grow up? What?
How old is your mother? What is
Right.
what is good with this? Like, what is... How I'm looking at it is, who gives a shit? Like, why would you care that your daughter is getting married? Right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're willing to make on your daughter's, like, supposedly one of the best days of her life, go through with someone who has been tormenting her all her life.
Yeah, she's not even going to be comfortable. Like, what?
You're literally making your daughter a sacrificial pawn to keep your family together. So is it about her or is it about you? What is happening here? It's like, what is up with that? That's wrong.
Yeah, like,
I'm disappointed in the mother.
yeah.
Good news again. This one also has an update. Let's hop into it.
Am I the a-hole for not inviting my cousin to my wedding? My dad told me the real truth about my mom's family and my cousin. My fiancé and I decided to just have a basic elopement. No celebration, no after dinner, nothing.
What?
We might go on a honeymoon afterwards. We aren't sure where to go, but I'm sure it'll be fun with no drama. We also decided to postpone the date of our elopement for a later date. As of the conversation with my mother, a couple days after the original post, I talked to my mother. I told her I am not having my cousin at my wedding. I don't care that she will be upset. It's my day and I say who goes and who doesn't. After I told her, she just sat there in silence. When I mentioned everything my cousin did to me in the past and told her that she did nothing about it, she got defensive. She said she tried everything that she could, but I really don't believe that. A couple days ago I went on a hike with my father, parents are divorced, and I told him the situation briefly. He decided to give me the full rundown about my mother's family, which was a very long conversation. He did not hold back. To no surprise, my father said throughout the marriage with my mother, she always chose her siblings and mother over my father and her children. There was no boundaries on my mother's side. Everyone was in everyone's business. He told me about the bullying I received from my cousin from his perspective. To be more specific, it started when I was 1 year old. My cousin at the time was 3. How did he find out? When my parents were still living with my grandma, my mom's mom, my cousin asked my dad to allow her to go upstairs with me in my bedroom alone. My dad didn't know about anything at this point, so he allowed it. My mother then started getting hysterical, and my grandmother told my father that it wouldn't be a good idea for that to happen. He then asked why she's only 3 years old. My grandmother told him that my cousin would hit me and be violent towards me. They said it was going on for months. The reason why they did not tell my father was that I wouldn't remember it and that they were just kids. My father was furious and tried to do everything in his power to protect me and my younger brother. Since my brother was a newborn at this time, my father did not know if they would go to him next. Throughout the years, my brother didn't receive as much bullying as I did. The lack of discipline that my aunt's kids received when I was a kid made it easier for my cousin to be nasty to me. My aunt didn't do anything from what I heard, and my mother didn't do anything. My cousin also told my father that she hated me and she hated my existence when she was 5. My father's theory on why my cousin was so hateful toward me was because she was the first granddaughter to be born for a while, since my older 2 cousins are 20 years older than us, since my other aunt, not cousin's mom, had them as a teenager. Right after my cousin was born, her brother was born, and then it was me. My aunt and my mother tried to make us like twins. Same outfits, same everything. My cousin did not like that because she wanted all the attention to herself, which caused her to start bullying me at a very young age. Any chance my mom would get, she would bring me and my brother to her side of the family. It didn't matter where we were at. I never really got to know my father's side of the family that well from that. The part that hurt me the most was not really knowing my dad's mom. My mother would always limit contact with her on purpose because my mom didn't like that there was other influences in my life that wasn't her family. It hurt so much because all the times I remember my grandma, she was always teaching me how to fight and to defend myself against my cousin. She taught me to always hold my ground. I knew she loved me with all her heart, and I loved her too. I wish I had a better relationship with her. There was other things that my father mentioned about the family, which I'm not going to go too deep into because it's irrelevant. The main message I got from all of this is to not break my boundaries and to stay away from her and the rest of my mother's family because they will turn on me. He told me it's not worth fighting my mother about these things because she is delusional and she will always take the side of her siblings instead of her children. In my father's words, she essentially made me and my brother as sacrificial lambs for the sake of the relationship with her family, instead of protecting her children. I'm going to keep my distance from my family and keep working hard to save my money so I can move out of my mother's house. I understand now that I cannot be around my mother's side of the family at all. It would be a very unhealthy environment for my future children and husband. I don't want to make the same mistakes my mother made. I want to be the best role model my family could have. Am I the a-hole for not?
Wow.
Yeah.
Hit the nail right on the head. Hit the nail right on the head. At this point, girl, your mother didn't make any mistakes. Those were she ignored everything on purpose.
Yeah, because
there was
she
no
wanted
mistakes.
to be close with her family.
Those weren't mistakes. That is sad. She's a sad individual. Wow.
You think maybe she was being bullied too when she was young?
No, I don't think so.
By the sister.
I just think it's what the father said. She's just delusional. You know what I mean? It's just it's some form of like mental training that certain families, certain things, and certain families have such a hold on people. It's crazy. It's wild. What do you think?
Yeah.
That's wild. That is wild. We're in the middle of the video. Remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, share it. All right. All right. The next video here we have. Am I the asshole for starving my husband and brother-in-law? How does that happen? Let's go.
Am I the a-hole for starving my husband and brother-in-law? My husband and I recently allowed his brother, who's 27, to move in with us. I'm 29 and my husband is 28. We all work full-time in the same hours Monday through Friday with an occasional Saturday. I'm self-employed, so I'm able to make my hours flexible if needed, which I do on Tuesdays to do my husband's and I's laundry early in the morning before I go to work, and Wednesdays to do our towels and his brother's laundry. We do not own a washer and dryer at home, so I take our laundry to do elsewhere on those days, which I honestly do not mind at all. Note that his brother is paying $100 a week, and I told him that would include me doing his laundry weekly. I do all the stopping at grocery stores on my own before picking them up from work, which also cuts into my work days. We currently only have one vehicle and his brother's car is down, so I'm the main transportation for everyone. At home, I clean up after our dog of any messes he's made during the day while we're away and fix his food. I also ensure all the common spaces are neat and tidy. When I cook dinner, I am the only one who cooks, by the way. I want the sink to be empty. I ensure that the kitchen is properly cleaned after, and I make sure all the pots and pans, utensils, and plates and bowls are rinsed with no residue left behind for easy cleaning for the next person. I've recently started getting complaints that 1. They're tired of doing the dishes all the time, and 2. I complain too much. Biggest complaints from me are wanting the dishes done and the clothes to be placed properly into the hamper. I feel like I put a lot of effort into everything I contribute to the home. The only tasks I ask from them is for clothes to be picked up off the floor and then put away immediately once they're cleaned, and then for dishes to be done before I make dinners. I will quickly note that we'll usually choose one day on the weekend that we all pick a room to tackle to deep clean. But outside of that particular day, the load of the house is left to me. I told them both yesterday that I will no longer complain about dishes being done or not. I will continue to lay something out for dinner, but if the dishes are not completed, I won't be cooking.
Right.
I told them they can't starve until they start helping out more. They also know which days I do laundry, and if things aren't properly placed in the hamper when I'm ready to leave for laundry, those items won't be washed until the following week. I've been told this is a harsh approach. However, as I stated before, I feel as though I contribute a lot to our household, and I don't feel like I'm asking much for these tasks to be completed by them. My brother-in-law then had the audacity to mention that I'm a woman. I said, what does that have to do with it? And he replied, you're supposed to be doing this stuff. I was fuming. They're tired of hearing me complain about things not being done, and I'm tired of having to complain about these things not being done. However, maybe this is a harsh approach and makes me an a-hole. Am I the a-hole
First off, she is not your wife.
Yo, what is good with that husband?
Right, I know
Imagine
that. What?
You really make someone talk to your wife like that? That is crazy.
No, that's not even that.
That is crazy.
You're even allowing that to happen?
You're two grown ass men.
Right.
Let me tell you the age groups again. The ages are 27, 28, and 29. Okay? Ain't no 13-year-olds, no 12-year-olds, no 10-year-olds. You
lazy with a capital
what is happening here? Something gotta give. Something gotta give. Is that you guys are cooking or
you're lazy?
Someone gotta go get a car and do the transportation. So
right,
something's gotta give. Why is it like you're doing everything? Yo, no way. Let them. No, I'm not gonna say it. Let them starve.
Yeah.
They deserve to starve. Let them starve.
Until you know the effort, the time, the energy it takes to do everything. No,
like how I'm saying is, if that would be it. Even if they start doing what they're doing, even if they start doing what they're supposed to be doing, they just start. I'm not cooking no more for nobody but myself. That is wild.
Am I the a-hole for starting my...
There's an update. Let me just put that out there. There's an update. 3 videos, 3 updates. You can't say we didn't bring you the content. Don't be playing with us. Don't be playing with us. We brought the content. All right. Update.
My husband and brother-in-law? We kicked out my brother-in-law. I truly believed I was going to be the odd.
What a way to start. Kick him out, bro.
It is what it is.
What a way.
Situation, yet it wasn't the response I received at all. I decided to put my foot down with not cooking dinner unless the dishes were done and not washing laundry that wasn't properly placed in the hamper on laundry day, and I stuck with it. To my surprise, things began running smoothly. Though things were seemingly running smoothly again, my husband and I were beginning to miss our own privacy and space. My husband and brother-in-law were beginning to not get along, and we realized he was doing nothing to save money to move when his living with us was supposed to be very temporary. So we decided we were going to give him a date to move out by. The day we were going to give him the date, I woke up to a status brother-in-law had posted on Facebook stating that the last 3 months had been filled with depression and starvation, and it had caused him to lose a great amount of weight. Which I was extremely taken aback by and honestly hurt. I have spent a lot of time making new and elaborate recipes. My husband and I still cannot figure out what prompted him to post it in the first place. So, I not only confronted him about it by commenting on his post, but in person as well. I asked him, so you're starving? Or he looked me straight in my face and said, yes. I honestly couldn't have been more dumbfounded. There were a lot of words exchanged, mostly by me, and my husband told him it was best to keep his mouth shut. I suppose now would be a good time to note that brother-in-law is known for his pathological lying, though I'm unsure how anyone can lie to someone who's literally been cooking their meals on almost a nightly basis. When I dropped them off at work that morning, my husband told him he had a week to move out, but brother-in-law ultimately decided to move out that night when they returned home from work.
Nice.
We now have our home, privacy, and peace of mind back. Our home is running more smoothly than ever, and my husband and I can finally have intimacy in the kitchen again. There's a reason I keep it so clean. Am I the a-hole for starting?
That is crazy. Yeah, she said that.
Yo, but you know what? Good on the brother-in-law. Get out of there. You don't need to be there. You were just a hindrance. You were a leech, and I don't know how they put up with you that long, but you could not be living here like that. Nah, you'd have been gone. You would have been gone. You would have been gone. The moment your mouth became slack and you started talking all that nonsense, you're gone. That's it.
No, you would have been gone.
You would have been gone before that, for real. But
the audacity.
That is wild.
What?
He said, you know what? I'm going to beat you to the punch. I'm going to post on Facebook. I'm going to let everybody know what's happening in here. I'm starving.
Right.
Yo, that was ridiculous. Oh, man. You got nothing to say? Well, I ain't got nothing to say. So, we're going to leave it like this. Thank you for watching those videos. Thank you for tuning in. Remember, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, share, turn on that post notification bell. Stay tuned for all the content that will be coming next, you know, because we're going to be making content. You're going to be seeing us multiple times a week. What'd you say? How much times a week? We don't know yet. We just getting started. We just getting started. We're just going to be uploading. You know what I mean? So just keep it posted. We're going to be posting, you know. Remember, like I said, like, share, subscribe, comment, share. Let us know what you guys think about these particular ones. You know, we're gonna read them. We're gonna respond. You know, and if you have anything you want us to react to, anything you want us to look on, send it to us. We got you covered. All right. Anything else?
Bye.
Bye.
Don't run, pussy, fight back. You know, walk with a gun, cause I'm like that. Just drop 2 pants, a light pack. Moonwalk, smooth hands like Mike Jack. Cause that boy